If I asked you to complete this sentence, what would you say? Peanut butter and... For many familiar with the famous North American sandwich, you might say jelly or jam. For those not familiar with this delicacy, you could also do the same with two foods that might be synonymous with each other in your culture. Your brain predicted the next word because of patterns in language that you've been trained on. And that's what LLMs do too, just with billions of examples instead of a lifetime of conversations. In this video, we're going to learn how the LLMs are trained and how this influences their output. You can think of AI training at two levels. Global training, which is done by the organisation that builds the model. Think of OpenAI training ChatGPT, Anthropic training Claude, Microsoft training Copilot, and Google training Gemini. Then we have personalisation. This is where the model learns your preferences as the user and adapts to these over time. Global training is the foundation of the model. The company building the AI decides what data it learns from, what behaviour is encouraged or discouraged, what safety rules it follows, what tone it uses, what it should avoid. This determines the personality and behaviour of the AI. Imagine if the model is trained to be personable and friendly, then that will be the experience you interact with. If the model is trained to focus on facts and scientific evidence and discouraged to provide controversial outputs or just not trained on them at all, your outputs will be based on that. So some models could be more conversational and human-like, and others more academic in their outputs. So what are the stages of the training that the LLMs go through at the global level? The first is what's considered the pre-training stage, where they learn patterns from massive amounts of data. It reads from books, articles, websites, code, academic papers. The goal really here is to learn patterns in language and information. At this stage, the model is mostly learning what word usually comes next, much like in the peanut butter and jelly example earlier. The next stage is classed as the alignment stage, where it's really training behaviour. After the model learns language patterns, developers teach the model how it should behave, and they do this using human reviewers, curated data sets, and feedback systems. Humans then rank the responses, like is this helpful versus unhelpful, safe versus unsafe, factual versus misleading. The model then learns which answers do humans prefer. If reviewers reward answers that are supportive, encouraging, constructive, the model learns that positive responses are preferred, so it begins to respond in a helpful and supportive tone. Just like the rail at the edge of something, like a cliff, that prevents people from falling off, the organisation adds guardrails, rules and safety systems to the model. After training the models through language and behaviour, organisations will add rules and safety systems. These influence things like refusing harmful requests, avoiding misinformation, flagging uncertain claims and preventing illegal advice. Even if the AI knows something, it may be trained not to respond in a certain way. Then the final stage is personalisation, where the model starts to learn about the user. Once people start using a model, it can adapt slightly to your style, your goals, your expertise level, and your preferred tone. This is usually not retraining the entire model, but rather adjusting how responses are generated for you. Different organisations make different training choices. If the organisation's goal is safety, then the AI will present more cautious responses. If the organisation prioritises creativity, then the AI will present more speculative answers. If technical accuracy is a priority, then more detailed explanations might be the outputs. And if a conversational style is the priority, then you'll see a friendly tone. This is why the models sometimes feel like they have different personalities. So large language models are trained at two levels, at the global level by the organization, and then at the micro level with the user. AI responses are shaped by three things: the data it learned from, the rules its creator gave it, and the way the user interacts with it. Important to note, AI is not objective truth. It is a statistical prediction shaped by training choices. In the next video, we're going to explore the biggest myths and misconceptions about AI's training to help you make better judgment in your use of AI.